Kanchanaburi, 130 kilometres west of Thailand's capital Bangkok, is a bustling town that's rich with history from the Second World War. It was from here that the Japanese undertook the construction of the Thailand-Burma or Death Railway. More than 12,000 Allied POWs, including servicemen from Britain, Australia, America and the Netherlands, along with almost 100,000 Asian labourers, died during the construction of the railway and the famous bridge over the River Kwai between 1943 and 45. Their Japanese captors were known for extreme torture, harsh punishment and neglect. The bridge and railway today is one of the most visited sites in this part of Thailand. For the veterans who return here year after year, it's this bridge perhaps that evokes the most memories, the bridge over the River Kwai. Of course, it's been immortalised by Hollywood, and today it's become a pilgrimage of sorts for thousands of tourists who come here, if not to remember, then at least to try and imagine the sheer scale it took to build it. It stands as a fitting monument to the thousands of men who laboured under such harsh conditions.
River's absolutely beautiful. It's just a shame it was built in the way it was.
World War II in the Pacific fired up in December 1941 when Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, and Thailand was one of several places in Southeast Asia where thousands of POWs were put to work on projects for the Japanese. Kanchanaburi's War Cemetery silently proclaims the tragic outcome. It was here that we met Australian veteran Snow Fairclough, a survivor of the railway who was just 22 when captured.
We were told when we left Bandung we were going up to a holiday camp in Thailand. We were being upgraded to a holiday camp. I would have been not quite 22. 9th of March 1942 when we were first told we were POWs.
Snow and about 400 other Australians laboured on a huge stone cutting known as Hellfire Pass. Here the soldiers had to cut through the jungle-covered mountain to clear a trail for the rail line. Today it's the site of an Australian-run museum. It's not until you actually do the walk yourself, experience the mosquitoes, the heat, that you can truly appreciate the sacrifice it took to build this railway, a railway that claimed roughly one life for every 4 sleepers. Veterans from Australia and other countries, some of them in their 80s, return here every year to walk the trail and pay tribute to their fellow soldiers who died while building the railway. If you're a history buff, this is a holiday trail with a strong message.
The reason I come back, I think it's history. And I think in Australia today we're very, very light on history. We get all sorts of things put on television, and young people, they never get the opportunity to see things just how they were.
After walking for several kilometres, we made our way back up to the Memorial Museum itself.
One of the ambitions I've always had when I came back to the railway was to teach about the railway. So when people come here, they are briefed by myself or my wife and other volunteer staff that we have on the railway. They are advised on why things happened, how the men worked, shown the locations of the river camps in this area, described on how the men had to carry the rice from the river up to the camps that were behind the museum. They then can walk through the museum and we will instruct them and advise them and ask any questions that they need to know, as opposed to other places where there's very little information. They can actually come here and find out the true story.
Leaving behind the jungle, we headed back to the river. Our destination was the resort Home Patoi, a tranquil retreat where you can enjoy the surrounding jungle green combined with some old-fashioned home cooking. This is a relaxed venue where staff are treated more like family and the day moves at an easy pace. There are numerous gardens overflowing with roses and tropical plants, along with plenty of places to enjoy some water activity. There's a small school for horse riding, along with several riding trails. You'll even find a golf course tucked between the hills. Owner Kanid Wanachot told us about his resort philosophy.
We did not think that we will have a resort here, something like our own country estate. But my friends who was in tourist business came here and saw it, and asked me to open to the public.
They just said it was too nice.
Yes, just a few years we became a resort, and not anyone here know about the hotel business. Just ordinary workers, those who waited for you in the restaurant, just maybe some gardener. The manager is only a teacher. I know nothing about business, but it happens we do it something like from our heart that we like to take care of the other, to give happiness to the other.
Kanid has also built a small park and museum that pays tribute to the victims of the Death Railway. You can even place a flower at a small shrine built to remember Australian war hero Weary Dunlop, a surgeon who saved many lives.
Incidentally, when you put a flower in front of it and ask for a wish, you get it in 3 days.
It comes true in 3 days.
It does indeed. It does indeed.
There are dozens of photos and some fascinating wartime memorabilia that Kanid has collected over the decades. If you want to travel the length of the railway, you can retrace what remains of the line all the way up to 3 Pagodas Pass, close to Thailand's border with Myanmar. A few pieces of the actual track remain, though most of the line has been reclaimed by the jungle. After the incredible effort to build the railway, it was never used after the war.